guys, it's Jamie and I'm finally back with a video. Yay! Wes has Vivi out today, so I have a quiet house. The puppies are downstairs napping. I have a quiet house so far. You might hear the wind in this video actually because it's blowing like crazy and it's like howling. But as you can tell, I'm back in my makeup room. I actually put my makeup on in this room, which I have done since I've had the baby, but I tend to have makeup downstairs and just put on downstairs with her. But anyway, I'm ready to do my 2015 like best of beauty. I have some skincare and I have some like bath products. I can't wait to talk about it. I've been wanting to do this video forever, and I'll just tell you briefly. Last weekend I sat down and I tried to do this video, I don't know, 3 or 4 different times. Vivi was just not having it and so it was a mess. So I went a whole week and I just didn't even try to film it because it was just too much, because this is a video that you have to like think about and get yourself together and, you know, look back on your products and really think like what products blew me away last year, and that I would be sad if someone said you can't use them anymore. And I think I have a lot. I feel like compared to last year I have a lot. And I think that's great because I have a lot of fun things. Okay, I might end up making this video into 2 depending on the time frame. So I'm just going to get started with beauty. And I'll let you know some of the products that I'm going to talk about may have been sent to me. So I'll let you know. I always tell you guys what's been sent to me and what's not. Most of what I'm seeing though, I bought myself. Anyway, I'm gonna get started, and let's see. I'm trying to wear, I have a bunch of these products on, so, and I have videos on some of these. So I'm gonna start with what I'd put on my face. So one thing I found this year was this Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. SPF 30, I'm in the shade Natural, which is 05. It's got some air in it, but I'm coming down to the end of this baby. I did a video on this. I'll link it below if I can remember. Absolutely love this stuff. I am wearing it today. If you've watched me for a while, I'm someone who doesn't really go for a full foundation. I don't know, I tend to like lighter to medium coverage. The gel cream, it's so just like soft and like whipped feeling. I just love it. I'm telling you, I just love it. And I have used this. I don't really want to waste it, but I'll show you. Anyway, it's just so creamy and nice, and it goes in. This is the color I am, if you can tell. They were marketing this at Ulta with a brush, and I don't always grab brushes to go with foundations and stuff because I like to use my hands, and I feel like this works great with a brush, an IT brush that I have, but I like to use this with my fingers. I just put it on and it's so easy. It sinks in, it's light, it doesn't make you feel makeup-y. And when this is done, I will definitely repurchase this. I thought it was fabulous. It was just an easy no-brainer. Just go grab it, and this has been my favorite. I'd say this is kind of like a BB cream that you can make a little more, like a little more coverage if you want. I just do one decent sized dot, like maybe a little bit bigger than like a pea, and rub it in, and that's that. And I feel like it gives me great coverage for what I'm looking for. Like I said, I'm not a full foundation kind of girl, so this is fabulous. And the next thing I wanted to talk about, now this was sent to me in a kit, and IT Cosmetics, today's special value for QVC. I'm so happy that I got this. This is the Celebration Foundation Illumination. That's a mouthful. I'm in the shade medium, and this is the powder. And I have to say that I'm so happy they sent this to me, because I'm not sure I would have just run and gotten it at Ulta or ordered it from QVC, because I have dry skin, and usually the thought of powder foundations for dry skin girls, it just kind of makes you go, oof, like really? Would I want to wear that? I've used Laura Geller in the past, and I love that one, Balance and Brighten. That works great with my skin. But when I saw this one, I was like, I can't wait to try it, because if it doesn't work, I've got to let you know, because I have dry skin. I adore this. I adore it. I think it's amazing. You can see it has like a little bit of, I'd call it radiance. It doesn't, it's like radiance. It doesn't come on your skin, like you don't put it on your skin and it comes up like sparkly or glittery or anything like that. It does not do that, but it definitely makes me look like my skin looks like alive. It looks fresh, and for a powder foundation to do that for me, I was like, yes. I have a video on this where I apply it and wear it, but I have worn it so much, you can tell. I've worn it to death, and I absolutely love it. And for me to say that this time of year when it is cold here in Virginia, I'm really pleased with that, and I'm so glad that I tried it. It's something different that, like I said, I may not have ever tried unless I'd seen like the right YouTube. Okay, so next I want to talk about concealer. And typically the products that I show in these videos, I mean, I've only done one from last year, but I like them to be products that I've discovered in this particular year. But I can tell you these products, I didn't discover them this year. I discovered my love for them this year. But these three things saved my life this year. I was pregnant, and being pregnant, sometimes you either have morning sickness or you don't sleep well because you're uncomfortable, or you're just kind of have insomnia because you're like, I need to get up and clean something. Clean out the refrigerator at 6 o'clock in the morning like a psycho. But anyway, these concealers literally did save my life. And the first one is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. I'm in the shade Neutral Medium. And this particular one I got in a kit sent to me from IT, but I discovered this a couple years ago. I got a sample size out of a New Beauty test tube that I had purchased. And I remember when I first got it, I was like, wow, it's thick, it's really full coverage. I don't know if I'm going to like that under my eyes. Well, it just took me learning how to work with it, because what I do is I put it on my finger and either just slap a bit of it on my hand to kind of let it warm up a little bit, or do this to let it warm up, and then I place it under here and I either use my fingers or have a brush. But it just covers the darkness, and I hope that it covered the darkness because I could not sleep last night. The baby was asleep, Wes was asleep, the dogs were passed out, and I was like, so anyway, lots of concealer today. But I just love this stuff, and I like to try other concealers, but I keep coming back to this, and I think this saved me during pregnancy. And I just wanted to talk about this. I think this is called Eyelift in a Tube, and I'm pretty sure I got this year. I feel like I got this year. And it comes with a Bye Bye Under Eye on one side, so you could try that. And on the other side, it has a Hello Light Brightener. So if you're interested in trying a 2-in-1, instead of just trying this, you can go to Ulta and find this. Now, I did get Neutral Medium on this side, and it's a doe foot applicator on each side, so it's really nice to work with. But I got the same Neutral Medium, which I swear it looks like it comes out a little lighter than what's in the tube, but it might just be my imagination. And then the Hello Bright on the other side is more of a light, it's thinner. It's a thinner consistency than the concealer, and it does brighten up. So if I want this, you know, a light color, which I used a lot this year just to give me some, you know, brightness under there. I'm not wearing this today. I am wearing this, and I'm wearing the next thing. But this is just something fun that I can't help but mention because it's like a 2-in-1, so you could try the concealer and try something else. It's kind of neat. But I cannot go, and maybe this was even in last year's. I didn't even look at last year's favorites video. You know, best of. My time is very limited. But the Tarte CC Under Eye Corrector, yes, yes, yes. Could not be without this stuff. It looks all gross. Had my paws all up in here. This is the more salmon-y color. It is, it's not really thin. It has some, you know, bounce to it, and it's the more salmon-y shade, and I just love this. And you know, I don't know if I use these things the way that the company's designed for them to be used, but what I do is I put my regular concealer on, so I put the IT on, and then I do the rest of my face. And honestly, this is one of the last things I do. I come back, and that's probably wrong, but it works for me, and I like it. But after my face is done, I don't wear a lot of powders on my face, so that's, you know, one thing. But even with this, I do the same thing. I just take my finger and dab it in there to kind of give me some brightness. And a lifesaver this past year. Absolutely, hands down, love it. And I think I have a ton to go through. It'll probably go bad before I finish it, but I will definitely repurchase that. Okay, when I start getting into eyes, which will be next, I'm going to talk about this product that I don't know that a lot of people like. This is the It Cosmetics Tightline. It's a full lash length black primer with peptide enhancing serum. I got the waterproof. Now, tightlining, for those of you who may not know, which I'm sure most of you do, is when you would take like any type of liner and you go underneath your lashes. So it's the skin underneath your lashes coming this way at your eyeball, and you want to like get that skin a little bit dark. Now, I don't tightline with a pencil. You know what, I used to when I used to go out, you know, to the clubs. Do people even do clubs anymore? But I used to when I was going out. and I wanted a little extra like nighttime makeup. I don't typically do that during the day. It's not my thing. I think it looks gorgeous on people, but you know what? I'm lazy sometimes and I just don't feel like that extra step. This helps me with that extra step. It's so easy. It's the teeniest, tiniest little brush. I did use this today, and you just kind of go underneath, and what I do is I press it underneath at the base of my lashes where that skin is, and just kind of do that all the way around, and then I even just brush through it just to, you know, help with the lashes too. But I really enjoyed this. The waterproof does not go anywhere. And I definitely think that it's something I would repurchase again, because like I said, for me to get a little more oomph with my lashes, because I have, trust me, baby eyelashes. In fact, I think my baby has longer eyelashes than her mama right now, which is good for her and sad for me. But I don't wear false lashes, which I'd like to get into this year. I'd like to at least play. And this kind of helps just give me a little bit more. I'm going to come back to mascara at the end because I have two that I feel like I should mention because I use them a lot this year, but I feel like they're honorable mention. You know what I mean? They're not like die hard, I can't live without them, but I just feel like I need to mention them in this video. So I'm going to hit that at the end. So I'm going to move on to eye makeup, which I have a crap ton to talk about because I just feel like girl discovered some great stuff. All right, perhaps my absolute favorite, hands down favorite this year, were these Giorgio Armani eye tints. And I have to say, my friend on YouTube, Kristin Gehm, which you all know and you're going to hear her mentioned later on too, because I got some more products to talk about. I remember she told me about these. A friend of hers had sent her some or told her about them. She told me and she said, girl, I think you're going to love them. Okay, I purchased two. I have one in the shade 9 and one in 11. So I'll go ahead and swatch 9 right here. Oh, sorry. So they're like cream and they have a doe foot applicator. Okay. Could not live without these this year. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, that was hardcore. All right, so that's number 9. That's number 9, and that's number 11. Okay, so 9 is a little more taupe, and 11 is a little more like rose gold. Absolutely love these. Have to get some more, and I'm sitting here wondering why I haven't gotten any more. Okay, so typically with any eye product, I would wear an eye primer, right? Well, when I first got these, I remember just being in a rush, slapping it on, no eye primer. And then I realized that it stayed on for hours with no eye primer and they didn't crease. And I was like, what? So eye primer or no eye primer, for me, these are amazing. Just so easy. I just take the doe foot applicator, I slap some on my eyes, I take my ring finger, I rub it in, and that's it. I don't add any more shadow. You can. I don't add any more shadow. It just gives the perfect, easy, effortless like eye look. And this year with pregnancy and sometimes honestly not feeling like doing 16 colors of eyeshadow on your eyes every day, these have been just fantastic. I can't sing the praises of these things enough. Like, I'm so thankful that that's the joy of YouTube, though, is you find things you don't like, but you find things that you love. And had I not been friends with Kristin Gehm, we talked about this, and I'm pretty sure she's shown these in videos too. I maybe would have not tried this, but when she said, girl, these are for you, they were for me, and I just love them. And you know, they set nice. They don't feel like wet on your eye after they've set, and I adore them, and I feel like I need to go treat myself and get me some more. because I love them. Okay, another shadow is a single shadow. This is a NARS Dual Intensity. Now, I know a lot of people on YouTube don't really care for these. I like the couple that I have. I have some light shades. This is in the shade Pasiphae. Absolutely the best fall shadow. Sorry, my hands are all wet from the wipe. Best fall shadow that I purchased this year, and I wore it all fall and I couldn't get enough. It has like, okay, the description on Sephora's website, I forget what they say it looks like, but it's stupid and it's wrong. And it is like a green duochrome. You can see green, you can see a little bit of like brownish burgundy in there. It's just amazing. And for my eye color, which is dark brown with a little bit of green, like hazily, and my skin tone, this, oh my gosh, I just love it. If you have like features like me and you want the fall shade, it's this one. I mean, I realize we're going into spring, but I don't care. I love it. Look at that. It's so fun. It's so unique. And to be honest with you, I've used this with other shadows and it's great. And I've used it by itself and it's great. And I've typically used these with my fingers. I have a brush I'll talk about later that you can use with this that makes it really easy, but my fingers work fabulous. And I know not all of the shades are great, but God, this one, ooh, I don't know what it is about it, but Okay. When I think summertime, I think this little trio. And I got this trio, it was a kit, a Laura Geller kit on QVC. My mom got me one and got herself one as well. And I'm not sure I would have picked this up at Ulta if she hadn't given it to me. It's a cream glaze trio, and it's a baked eyeshadow palette called Golden Sunset. I believe it's still available at Sephora, at Ulta. You've got like a platinum steel gray, a really light gold, and kind of like a light coppery brown. They are amazing. These were go-to shadows for the summer. I talked about these babies. Look at the pigmentation of these. Look at that. And talking about working together. Look at those. Sometimes you wouldn't think about using that platinum steel color with those other two colors, but absolutely stunning. They had great staying power. Virginia gets really hot. I liked it because it was more of a cream, like a, you can see I was into like a creamy, I have like a, later on you'll see this too, but like I branched out into some cream type formulas, and these were just stunning. Summer, amazing. Can't wait to put these on. I mean, you could use these now. It's not a big deal. But I have so many darker shades that I'm into. But I just enjoyed this so much. And I know they have another trio at Ulta that like brighter colors that I'm not interested in. But if Laura did 3 more of the, like another trio of like more neutral shades, I would hands down go get it. Great staying power, beautiful sheen, and it, God, just amazing. Guys, it's getting me excited about makeup. Okay. Palette love. This was a gift from Kristin Gehm again. Thanks, girl. She sent it to me for my birthday. This is the Lorac Unzipped palette. It was on my list to get, but you know how we are. We as in women, YouTubers, whatever. I just forgot about it, honestly, because new stuff comes out and you kind of forget. Oh, it's so dirty because I've used it so much. Oh my gosh. These are like rose gold lovelies right here. I knew instantly the first time I put a brush in these shadows that I was going to love this. They are extremely pigmented, like extremely pigmented. Let me wipe these other ones off so I can show you a few. You definitely don't need a lot, and girlfriend definitely needs to like tap her brush off when she uses these. But if you are a fan of these types of colors, you have one more like golden shade here, and then the rest are more like in the rose gold family. A little bit of like mocha shades, then you have to have this. I really truly feel like that. If you are into these shades and you don't have anything like this, you need to get it. I'm just gonna swatch a few. Oh my gosh, look at these. I mean, for real, look, it's just, I mean, oh my gosh, so new to me this year, and it's just, they're just gorgeous. They wear so beautifully. And you know, when I've worn this palette, Wes has given me compliments on my eyes. And I'm like, you know, when a man notices your shadows and says, man, your eye makeup looks really nice. And Wes is very complimentary anyway, but when he notices the shadows, I'm like, that's some good shadow right there. Okay. I have to mention these, and I'll tell you why. I adore wearing these, but for MAC to put out these big 15 shadows, I had to count them. Oh my gosh. This one's not available. This is a neutral one I got from Nordstrom. I'll just show it to you anyway, because some of you may have picked this up. And they just have some of the, you know, colors that MAC is famous for. Like in this one, there's Omega, Satin, Taupe, Wood-Winked, Wedge, Mulch. Ones that people are always talking about. Honestly, between the two, I like this one better. But the main reason this is, by the way, Nordstrom's Finest. And I am wearing this with another palette mixed in today. And I don't know why I always keep the little plastic things. This is available, I think, still on the Nordstrom website. And that looks like that. And this has such shades as Cork, Carbon, Track, Soft Brown, Orb, ones like that you've heard of. But the reason why I felt like I needed to mention these is because I don't have a ton of MAC like single shadows, and the single ones kind of get on my nerves because I'm not really one to do the whole depotting thing. I know I should, but the thought of it just, you know, I just feel like I don't have time for that, especially now. But coming pre-made in a kit like this and a palette like this just made me happy. And for the price, this was like 80 bucks. Now, both of these I use my $20 Nordstrom note, so $60 for me. But they're like 80 bucks is not bad for all of these MAC shadows if you're someone who wants to get into MAC or just have a great, you know, fun. And they have other ones of these you could check out. But I just felt like I needed to mention it because I was so pleased for the price, the color selection that they picked, and the shadow quality is just great. Like I said, I like this one better, so the Nordstrom's Finest, if you're interested. Should check those out. And like I said, I am wearing a couple of those shades on my eyes today. Alrighty. Moving on to what I think was one of the best kits that came out this year. You guys know, because I already mentioned her, Kristin Gehm. She works with Camp Cosmetics. Now, I've bought Camp Cosmetics now, I think for a couple of years since she came out mentioning them. I've talked to Michael many times on the phone. He's the owner and creator of Camp Cosmetics. I absolutely adore him. I think he is a great businessman and he's such a sweetheart. And he really does try to, like, and by the way, I don't get anything for saying this. I just love the products. But the best kit, hands down, this year was the last kit that came out, and it came with the Angel Eyes eye palette, which these colors, and I am wearing some of this today too, by the way. Woo, comes with a little brush, but that's what that looks like. You can see I've gotten my use out of it. Absolutely gorgeous. Not sure, don't think these are available, but you could always reach out to Michael if you're interested to see. But love the pigmentation. They stand up to all my other shadows, so they're like amazing. Okay, love that. The lipstick was, by the way, I think I didn't say that, Angel Eyes. The lipstick is, I can't even, you can tell if you watch Kristin, you can tell that she definitely collabed on this because it screams her with color and it screams her, you know, obviously she picked the names. Look at that lipstick. That lovely plummy rose lipstick. The reason why this is not on my lips today is because I don't know if it's available, so I wore something else. But talk about gorgeous, creamy, with a little bit of sheen to it. Definitely need to try some more lipsticks by Camp. And this blush, which I have to wear today because I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's delightful, and it's a satin, and it's this light pink. You can see how much I've worn this. I'm going to move on to blush next, so I'm going to stick to this one real quick. Hands down, my favorite blush, powder blush of this year are the Camp Cosmetics, and the two specifically I'm talking about are ones that Kristin worked on with Camp. This one is a beautiful like peach. It's called Glamour Gangsta Gehm, and this one is satin. Both are satin. This one's delightful. This came out in April. This came out I think in September-ish. Cannot get enough of these. And I'm not just saying that because we're buddies. These are amazing. I wish that I had bought other, like, more of these just so I could give them to my friends. And I feel like the next time they come out with something like this, I need to pick up one for my mom too or something, because these blushes are just stunning. Like I said, I'm wearing the Delightful one. This is just such a beautiful, like, it brightened my face up so much, because when I got this, I was going through like some heavy duty morning sickness. And so I remember trying new makeup. It was still fun, but I just felt kind of like, ugh, like all the time. And this just gave life to my cheeks. You know what I mean? And it was a color that when I saw it, I was like, huh, okay. Well, I wonder what that's going to look like on me. You have to try blushes. Blushes don't always jump out of the little packages at you and you're just like, that blush is stunning. Like, you know, you look at rose gold eyeshadows and you're like, ah. But sometimes you look at blushes and you're like, pretty. You know what I'm saying? These are the best. I can't get enough. If you were lucky enough to get your hands on these, break them out, wear them. And if you didn't get them, I'm really sorry, because they are stunning. One more powder blush that I have to talk about, because I love this one also, and it's the NARS Sin. And most of you probably have this, but it's perfect for this time of year. It is your more plummy base with almost like a hint of like a sheen of gold. It's beautiful. It is. I even gave this to a girlfriend this year for her birthday, and I just love it. Love it. All right, let me wipe these off. Okay, now, best of the best blushes that are cream formulas, which is new for me. I'm so proud of myself. I tried to branch out a little bit this year. I don't know why I typically just stay away from cream blushes, but it all started this year with the Smashbox LA Light, like lip and cheek colors. Oh my gosh, they look like this. This one is in Silver Lake Sunset, so it's more of that peachy tone. I will swatch her. Oh my god. I cannot get enough of these for summertime. Summertime only for these, unfortunately for me. I would not wear these any other time of the year. It gets so hot here in the summer that it just gave a dewy, it just set, and it was just stunning. Okay, this one is called Venice Beach Bronze. I wore both of these, and I did not really wear this like as a bronzer. I just put it in my cheek, like I just did whatever. I did actually use it a little bit as a bronzer, but I typically wore this on my cheeks, and it was just beautiful. Look at that. I even wore this to the pool this year. Sorry, the dogs are going nuts because the wind is howling so much. Poor Barkley. But I could not get enough of these. I thought they had good staying power for what they were. They come with little felt, like this little sponge tip applicator. You can see I used it, but I typically don't love the sponge tips, so I just put it on and used my fingers, or either I used a brush that I'm going to talk about later. But absolutely adored these. So happy that I got these. They were a lot of fun to play with, and I can't, you know. And speaking on the same lines, I feel like I have to talk about this because I loved it so much. This is the Becca Beach Tints Shimmer Souffle in Fig and Opal. Look at that. And I put a dent into it. Same type of thing. A cream base. Let me get some on my hands. Gosh. Okay. This is more of a rosy kind of beautiful. Just beautiful. These things just highlighted my face this year, you know, and it took away from probably the sweat that I was, you know, was pouring off my face. At least I was like bronzed and glowy and luminous, not from sweat. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's silly. All right, highlighter this year, and I know I didn't discover it this year, Laura Geller Baked Gelato Lace Illuminator Ballerina. Now this was one that came in a kit from QVC, but they do have this at Ulta. Cannot get enough. Wearing it today, actually wearing it all over my face because you can with these. Stunning. You do not have to just highlight the area. I have this like lightly dusted all over my face. Am I a disco ball? I hope not. Love this. Do not ever want to be without it. And this definitely was a pregnancy must-have. It just helped, you know, wake my skin up. Alright, so the last couple things. How long is this video? Crazy long. I'm going to do some lip colors. I, you know, would be remiss if I didn't talk about the NARS Audacious Lipstick in Anita. This was one of the best lipsticks of the year for me. It is a like rose shade. It is more along the matte lines, which always weirds me out, but hydrating and creamy. I love it. I absolutely love it, and I even bought a couple more this year, but this was one that I just feel like it beat the Tom Fords that I bought. And I know this is like 30 some dollars. Tom Ford is 50. I would rather have a NARS Audacious than Tom Fords that I have. I like the Tom Fords. I'm happy to have them, but this is just absolutely beautiful. And if you haven't tried these, you really, really should. And another lipstick that I felt like I needed to talk about because I was so impressed with Laura Mercier's lipsticks. I have a few of these, but it's a sheer lip color and Tender Lips, which is what I'm wearing. I felt like I had to talk about this one. This is my most worn one, and it's just beautiful. Look at that. It's almost like a rosy with a hint of like reddish to it, but it's just beautiful. Creamy, easy lipstick, just easy. Oh my gosh, I feel like I should put some more on. It just feels really good. And I just needed to talk about Laura Geller lipstick. Now, I picked one gloss this year, and it's really more about the brand because I have a couple of these NARS glosses. This is probably my favorite one, Super Vixen, which is more like a bronzy, very shimmer. But in the last couple years, NARS has reformulated their lip glosses. When I first got into NARS lip gloss, it smelled like nasty, and if it got anywhere near your mouth, like if you tasted it, it was so disgusting. They've reformulated it. It smells better. It's not that old school makeup-y mess, you know what I mean? Look how beautiful that is. It's beautiful by itself, especially for summertime or as a topper. And this was one of my summertime must-haves. I believe I did a video where I talked about summer beauty products. And I just think that NARS lip glosses are something to be looked at. The other one I have is Belize, and it's really nice. But yeah, just amazing products. You can probably tell, and I didn't pick every genre. Like you can see, I don't have an eyeliner in here because I use the same eyeliners I use all the time. Oh my gosh, my poor dogs. Oh, the last two things are my honorable mentions, and that's mascara this year. I have favorite mascaras. One of my all-time favorite mascaras right now is the Chanel Le Volume de Chanel, which I know I talked about last year. I think I talked about it last year. If I didn't, that is a must-have. You have to have it if you're into high-end mascaras because it's pricey and not everybody has to have it. I'm being dramatic. Okay, but these two that I discovered this year, one is the Laura Geller Glam Lash Dramatic Volumizing Mascara. It has a very skinny wand like this, and I remember when I first got it, I used it and was like, meh, I'm not really impressed. And the more I used it, the more I just felt like it was a really great mascara. It was a great everyday mascara for me. It gave a little bit of length, a little bit of volume. Nothing like, wow, but but enough that was like, I really like this mascara. So that's why I felt like I needed to talk about it because I used it a ton. In fact, it probably needs to be put in my empties because it's seen better days, and but it isn't one that I feel like you guys need to run out and try. You know what I mean? But I felt like I need to talk about it because it's been in heavy rotation this year. And the second one is the It Cosmetics Hello Lashes Extensions. And this is a fiber mascara. And I did a video on this, and I really, really do like this stuff. I'm wearing it today. It does give my lashes a little bit of a curl, which I like. I'll show you what it looks like. It has a little ball on the end. You can kind of see the fibers, like, I don't know, well, you probably can't. Anyway, I really, really love this, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fabulous mascara, but I do know that a lot of people don't like that it does leave your lashes like crust, like that crunchy feeling. Now, I don't really have a problem with that because anything that helps my lashes, and I love it. But yeah, I mean, I really do like these two mascaras. They got a lot of use this year. I think these are my honorable mention products this year. So, of course, everything I talked about, I did love, and I got so much wear out of all of them, and I'm just looking at it all. I'm like, ooh, I want to like redo my makeup now and play. But anyway, I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to come back with another video that will have like tools, like brushes, some hair stuff, skincare. I'm gonna come back with the part 2 of my best of beauty. So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know below if you loved any of these products or what your best of for the year was. I'd love to know. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.